The market has been soft. Everybody's competing with each other across the board. What makes you stand out? People want $5, $10, even sometimes $15,000. What happens to flippers when they stay into a property long enough? We take that as a high risk. Absolutely protect yourself. When you're flipping properties, everyone gets paid. You wanna know who gets paid last? In today's video, we're gonna discuss what mistakes not to make in 2025 when you're flipping properties. Currently, right now in the market, I see a lot of people just taking haircuts and possibly not making money. They do 5 to 6 months of work and don't make a single ounce of profit. Reason why? Because they bought the deal the wrong way. There's a few things I'm gonna talk about in this video that's gonna help you when you're trying to buy your first, second, or third deal. And even for my seasoned investors, even myself, I got into a deal where I'm not making no money into it because how the market has shifted in the area itself. So in this video, I'm gonna give you some key pointers for 2025, specifically in this current market in the first Q1, so you don't lose money. I know there's a lot of things you guys see on HGTV, a lot of hype. You've been wanting to do this forever and you think now's the right time. I'm not telling you it's not the right time, but I'm also telling you have to watch the time as well to see what's going on in today's market. So in today's video, we're gonna go over that so you don't make those mistakes and you can actually thrive and make some profit on your flip. All right, let's get into the video. Okay, so what I'm seeing right now is what's happening across the board. The market has been soft for flippers, or even for new construction. The small new construction has been soft. Everybody's competing with each other across the board, and what makes you stand out? Well, the only way you can stand out in this particular market is if one, as a flipper or investor who's buying a property either for a rental, whatever the case may be, you have to purchase the property for the right price. Now, what goes into the right price, you may say? Well, here's food for thought. If you're buying a fix and flip right now, I generally say 70% of the ARV minus the rehab is the general rule of thumb. But in this market, for me, I want to go a little bit slightly below 70%. I might want to go maybe 65% to give me some cushion. Why might you ask that? Because there's a lot of seller concessions that's taking place currently right now when you go to resell that fix and flip property. People want $5, $10, even sometimes $15,000. What happens to flippers when they stay into a property long enough? You actually concede. You give that money up because you realize that the longer you stay, the more interest you pay if you borrowed hard money.
I'm not happy about it at all.
And even if you didn't borrow hard money and you bought it cash, the opportunity cost still limits you from going into your next deal. So what do? You acquiesce. You concede and you give that credit so you can go into the next deal. What does that do for your bottom line? You may lose money or you may just break even. But you did not lose completely if you're following the general rule of thumb. Now, a lot of you might say, hey, I'm gonna take the risk. Because I do funding, I do loans, I'm seeing a lot of people right now and I advise them and I say, hey, have you ran your numbers and double check? The reason why a hard money lender like myself may request you to put more money down is simply because the deal may not be the best deal. Or if you're a newbie, we take that as a high risk. You're new, so we want you to put more money down to pad it enough if something happens. We don't lose money.
We didn't lose money on this, did we?
Nope, no money.
So we made money.
And that's for any investor. Now, when you have more experience as a hard money lender, we generally soften up the terms. We say, hey, give us 10% down on the purchase price and we'll give you 100% of the rehab. That you can generally almost get across the board if you have 1 or 2 projects that you've successfully completed. What I'm finding right now is people who haven't completed not one project getting into deals that are simply nightmare deals. And I can see it. It's very evident because they didn't purchase it for the right price. Now, a lot of private money lenders have softened their guidelines a little bit because they didn't get the money out. But just because they didn't get the money out and you put 20% down doesn't mean it's a good deal. You have to do your numbers and do set due diligence. You have to set the diligence from the beginning. If you don't do it from the beginning, you are setting yourself up to fail. Now, when you pad it a little bit on the construction side, if you're doing 70% of the ARV or you're doing 65% and you pad the construction side of your fix and flip, that gives you air to breathe. Now, let me tell you something real quick. When you're flipping properties, everyone gets paid. Everyone. When you buy it, the seller gets paid, title gets paid, I get paid as a hard money lender, your contractor gets paid, their insurance company gets paid. If you bought from a wholesaler, the wholesaler gets paid, or the agent. Everyone gets paid. You wanna know who gets paid last? You, the investor. So you have to protect yourself and your bottom line. Absolutely protect yourself. If you watch a lot of my videos, take heed to this in this market. We have properties on the market right now for 60, 70, 80, 90, 120 days. That sucks. Now remember, 120 days plus at least 2 to 3 months of rehab. That is 6 months and haven't gotten an offer yet. What does that tell you? Either you bought it too much or the market softened up on you and you can't drop the price to get rid of it. That's a bad position to be in for a new investor. You don't want to get caught up in that. Absolutely not. Because that will make you not want to do it again.
I promised, never again.
And real estate is keen because real estate gives you an opportunity to do so many different things. So right now, I would caution you. So here's a little insight. Certain areas, I'm not purchasing in those areas unless it's super cheap. Like for quote unquote, low developed areas where there's not that much fix and flips taking place, or a lot of properties that sit on the market, I won't go into that market. Like I have a student right now, one of their flips, it's in the hood. It's been sitting. One, it could be the market has shifted a little bit. Some people want to be in the hood, some people don't want to be in the hood. The people that live in the hood sometimes don't want to even be in the hood. Hate to say it, but I'm just saying the truth as an investor. Right now, they have options. Builders are dropping the rates. They're giving concessions, and they will rather go a little further out, buy a little bit smaller house. So as an investor, 2025, be very cautious. Don't make the mistakes. Don't take a big haircut. Do not take a big haircut. Make sure you're properly doing your rehab numbers completely. If you think it's 50, say 60. If you think it's 50 and you want to be a little bit cautious, say 55. Don't think it's actually 50. And experienced investors know this. Even they pad. When I tell you $50,000 for rehab, in my head, I know I can get done for 40, 42, maybe 45. Unless I'm being very aggressive and I know that's exactly what it might be. Sometimes I'm right, sometimes I'm wrong. But realistically, you want to make sure you're being very cautious. Now, full disclaimer, I didn't make this video to scare you. I made this video to caution you because when you're flipping properties, you're putting not only your time, you're putting sometimes your money, sometimes your friends and family money, sometimes you borrowed money from somewhere else, sometimes it came from a credit card, it came from multiple different places. Why not protect yourself and the investment of others and your financial stability from the beginning? You only win in the beginning.
It's noted.
You don't win at the end as a fix and flipper. And if you're buying rental properties, you also win in the beginning because right now rents are soft. Soft. Like look at the market. That's just what it is. So hopefully you stay tuned to the whole end of this video and that kind of gave you some caution. Look, if you find a deal, I will fund it for you. I will coach you through it. I will help you through the acquisitions, the funding, and the contracting piece. So if you need that help, you need that guidance, my name is Gene Garan. I am CEO of the Full Circle Firm here in Central Florida. If you guys need assistance, let me know. If you need funding for your deals, I'm here to help you get your deals funded and to also caution you when it's a bad deal. All right, see you guys in the next video. Out.
Turning dreams into deeds, it's the firm's creed. Flip a house, fix it up, every step we lead. Construction on point, profits we exceed. Full Circle's the name, in this game we succeed.